Hello, good morning. Oh, I'm so excited. Received a very, very special parcel. So let me have a look and see how I can open this parcel, because I don't want to wreck it in any way. So I don't normally do it where I'm actually unpackaging, undoing the actual package. Normally I've already unwrapped it and I've got it all sorted, but I really wanted to look at this, my first thoughts. Okay, so it comes wrapped like that. Now, there's 2 decks in here, which I'm very, very excited about. So I've got no idea which one I'm going to open first. Okay, this was a Kickstarter. Okay, and this is by a creator that I have a few. I already have one of his tarot decks, and I have a couple of his oracle decks. Okay, so I have got a couple of his decks. So, let me have a look here. So, I'm still keeping you in suspense. Okay, so what have I got? Okay, are you ready for this? Are you truly ready for this? Oh, it's exciting. Oops, didn't mean to touch that. Okay, so, the Tarot of Crowley. Okay. So, Equitant by Christop James. Okay, are you ready? So let's just, this is what I've unboxed. Now, I'm not going to go into a full, oh wow, as always, beautifully done. The boxes are lovely. You've got these protective cards on it, so they're just plain blue, just protective cards. So let's put them away. Okay, 134 is the deck number. Certificate of Authenticity, which is fantastic, and signed by him. Now, do I actually go through? Do you want me to actually go through and have a look at the... Let's do this. So I'm going to do this as a separate one here. I will do this deck here separately. So let's go through and do the Crowley. Okay, so there we are. So let's have a look at the full. Oh, this is very, very different for me. This is not a deck that I would normally, like the artwork. I just feel like it's just awesome. It's just really, really cool. It really appealed to me, put it that way. So let's have a look at the imagery here. So let me just go through really slowly. You can enjoy each image. And this is really well done. This is a lot of thought, a lot of effort, a lot of creativity has gone in to this deck. As any of Christop's decks that he does, there's a lot of thought, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of sharing, with, getting ideas bounced off from others. It really has, like, color-wise, image-wise, there's a lot of thought gone into it. So just take your time having a look at this imagery. I think is really important. Look at that death card. Isn't that amazing? I think it really, really gives this feeling. Ooh, that devil card with Crowley in his house, and wow. Really, the restrictions placed upon oneself. Cannot wait to dive into this a little deeper. This is something I'm going to do in a real personal journey. If you'd like me to share my exploration as I go through the deck slightly as I sort of go through it with my own thoughts, getting a little bit of information about, you know, the cards, and really sort of exploring this on a personal level. I think it's going to be quite exciting. So, okay, so now, you know, we're moving through the cups, of course. Wow. Interesting cards. Yeah. Wow. I love Christop's cards. I really do. I think they're amazing. Has a real sort of sacredness about it, in a way. I feel quite sacred with it. Like, I know it's Aleister Crowley, and I know there's going to be some thoughts about Crowley and all that sort of thing, and what it's about and all that sort of stuff. But Christop has done an amazing job in the way that he has created this deck. Christop's done an amazing job, and I really think, you know, a lot of effort as a creator. Amazing. So I really think this is really about the artist, the creator, in this case, and the way the deck has been put together. So, you know, taking your time, having a look at the imagery is really important here. I just think it's so well done. So well done. And yes, there's nudity, as in most tarot decks and things like that. I mean, it's part of the process, isn't it? I mean, yes, you get kids' decks and animal decks and things like that, and you'll get decks that don't have any people. But when you're doing traditional tarot, or you're doing decks that explore, yes, there's going to be a sense of nudity, and that's about revealing one's personal within themselves. It's really about allowing one to be vulnerable, and that's what tarot is about. I think it's really about being vulnerable and allowing us to embrace who we are completely within ourselves. And that's what, to me, the naked body is about. When you see that in tarot, it really is about being vulnerable, being expressive in who we are, not being limited by what we show of ourselves. Could be about removing that mask that we show the world. So look at that, it's just amazing. Look at the Ace of Coins there. I think it's beautifully done. Oh my god, it's just stunning. Oh, so exciting. So yeah, absolutely love this deck. Oh my god, I love that Six of Coins. That sense of giving to oneself, that sense of moment, of trying to find a sense of harmony in one's life, that misfortune. You're feeling as though everything is just not going the way that you want it to on so many levels. Ooh. Here with the Seven of Coins, this barbed wire, I feel like, is limiting to what I can bring into my own life. Oh wow, it's just I just want to look at every image, and I know that you guys are, I have to have time for that. I'm going to be spending a bit of time diving into this deck on a real personal level. I think this is going to be a real, oh, I love this Knight of Coins. He looks so very together and determined, focused, and as he moves ahead, even though it's a slow process, he's moving with determination and focus, a sense of logic. Queen, and nurturing one's own kindness, fairy aspect of it. That's quite interesting. And then we've got the King of, oh my god, he is so businesslike. King of Coins. Love it. Absolutely love this deck. Okay, so now that we've looked at all the imagery, let's take a moment to just take a breath. And let's think about the message that we're going to think about today as I've unboxed this deck. What message is the deck going to give me? Tell me about yourself as a deck. What do I need to reflect on with this deck? You know, what's the deck's importance to my journey? So let's take a moment to shuffle. Oh, I don't know if I showed you the backs of the cards. Look at the back. I love it. I love that backing. I think that's just so neat. Right. So let's have a look. With this Crowley deck, tell me about you. Oh, interesting. The star popped out. So it's a deck that's going to give me hope, give me dreams. It's going to be spiritual guidance. It's going to allow my inner self to shine through. But for me, I think it's very much about, it's going to give me guidance. It's going to light the way out of the darkness. Oh, what an interesting card to think about in regards to this deck. It really is, it's going to light the way for me out of the darkness. Okay, and card number 2. Oh, I got a scream in a way. I got the 4 of Coins. 4 of Coins is this stability, this foundation in regards to well-being. Does give you that sense of what am I holding on to? What's giving me that? What's toxic in my life that I'm holding on to? Am I able to put aside what's need to be? Now this fork here. Feel like I'm not able to quite see clearly, even though I'm supposed to be creating this sense of stability and foundations. I'm not quite able to see clearly where I'm going. I've got this sense of holding on to things that are stopping my viewpoint from being seen clearly. So interesting. So I feel like this deck is going to allow us to look at what we're holding, what we're not quite clearly seeing, what we're holding on to that's not good for us. It's going to give us the spiritual guidance that we need. Oh, what an interesting thought when it comes to this deck, where it's going to lead us, what it's going to do. Oops. And what's important in our journey with looking at these cards. You know, what are we holding on to? It's going to really get us to look very closely at what we're actually holding on to in regards to our journey. It's going to allow us to try and create this sense of stability and foundation in our life. Ooh, with 4 of Swords, it's going to really ask us to meditate, to contemplate on our journey. I think it's really going to allow us to sort of take a moment to breathe. This deck is going to allow us to breathe, to focus on what, to contemplate, to reflect on our past, to contemplate on our future. Again, we have with the 4 that sense of stability and foundation of the mind. So I think mentally and physically is going to ask that we have that sense of stability, build foundations in what we need. Is going to really allow us to be guided spiritually on our direction. I think it's going to allow us to be vulnerable, to have that sense of be grace. And the reason why I say grace is because of the swan here. I get that sense of needing to be graceful in our journey, to look at what do we need to leave behind and to develop in our own life with this moon. Is it waning or is it waxing? You know, is it letting go or is it rebuilding? Interesting here. So I do feel as though it really does give us, oh, there's a barrier. I do feel like there's a barrier to us moving forward on our journey. So we've really got to find the light out of the darkness. We really do have to find that spiritual guidance that lies within us. Oh, what an interesting deck this is going to be when I look at this. Oh, I get the shivers through me. I really get that energy, that flow of contemplation, reflection, the sense of, you know, what am I holding on to in regards to my journey? You know, what do I need to let go of? What do I need to maybe put aside for another time? Maybe I really need to face those moments. Oh, fours with stability, foundations, the sense of, you know, trying to find this stable mind, stable, you know, I do feel like, you know, maybe we need to communicate. Maybe there's a lack of, maybe we don't have that passion, we don't have those feelings that we actually need to acknowledge. Maybe we're overindulgence in those emotions and those feelings, and that's why they haven't come up. Or maybe there's a lack of emotion that needs to be dealt with on our journey. Oh, there's lots of things to think about when I look at these three cards here. Sorry, in regards to this deck. Oh my God, I love it. Crowley. Oh, Christop James, you have done an awesome job with this deck. Oh, I cannot wait to use this on my lives. I cannot wait to use this with clients. I think this is a deck that's going to dive very, very deep into one reading, especially with a reading that gives a few more cards than just the two cards. But you know, when you're really doing a full-on reading for a client, oh, I think this is going to be fantastic. Okay, so that enough rambling from me. Don't forget to check the links down below. Check the links on my channel. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed be.